2 decades after the storm devastated St. Bernard Parish, normal things we take for granted, like the first day of school, still carry special meaning.
Maddie Kurd shares their story of resilience and recovery.
It's a new school year in St. Bernard Parish. First day nerves, new notebooks, and a hallway filled with possibility. 20 years ago at Chalmette High and throughout St. Bernard Parish, nothing seemed possible.
There was a wall of water coming down Judge Perez, something that I'd never seen before. And it was tossing cars like they were toys, you see in the movies.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to come back.
Despite the scattered population and lack of basic services, just 11 weeks after the storm, school was back in session. Then senior Mariana was determined to finish high school where she started.
When I walked in through this school, it was very much like I'm home.
Even if it meant her quick 3-block stroll from her front door to her homeroom turned into an hour-long drive.
And I drove every single day from Covington to here.
It wasn't comfortable, but it was just what she needed. Portable trailers sent in from the Carolinas took over the Chalmette High football field, forming the St. Bernard Unified School. On November 14th, 2005, Superintendent Doris Voce welcomed any child in the area in need of a place to go and a hot meal to eat while their parents hauled debris and sorted through insurance claims. Anna says those makeshift classrooms were a saving grace.
We would just come to Chalmette High, and it was the brightest spot in the worst time of my life.
Brandy Goche had her 9-year-old son in St. Bernard schools when the storm hit. She says her kids struggled to fit in anywhere else.
It was wonderful being able to come back and put them back in school. This was home. You know, once they had trailers and they said, we have schooling for your kids, y'all can come on back.
The commitment to kindergarten through 12 education remains strong in St. Bernard, even 20 years later. $500 million of school renovations completely rebuilt 12 schools by braiding FEMA funding, insurance payouts, grants, and community fundraising.
And we were able to do that without spending a penny of local money or increasing any taxes on our residents.
Students now have access to an Olympic-sized swimming pool, planetarium, and a performing arts center that rivals college campuses across the state. Data from the most recent U.S. Census shows parish-wide enrollment rates remain largely unchanged since before the storm. That's despite St. Bernard's population losing nearly 23,000 residents.
This is where they grew up for generations of family. And they wanted that. You know, it's one thing to relocate somewhere else. The teenagers would say, you know, I'm tired of hand-me-downs.
Census figures show the nearly 44,000 people who did come back rebuilt the parish as close to the pre-storm way of life as possible, but with a modern lens.
So when it came time to choose where I wanted to teach, it was always only St. Bernard.
Mariana points to the St. Bernard educators who inspired her, like the nation's longest-serving principal, Chalmette High's Wayne Warner.
I wanted to be able to create this impact or help create the impact that I had growing up.
Businesses returned too. The census shows there are nearly 700 open now in St. Bernard. Most familiar storefronts have changed to accommodate the new makeup of parish people.
Our neighborhood, at first we had no kids in it. After the storm now, we have kids everywhere. There's life, a lot of life.
Just stop by any of the new public playgrounds, another massive investment.
You can't even tell that a hurricane even hit that because it's that nice. You know, it's families can get together there. You can watch the ducks. It's homey. It makes it home.
The parish is proudly home to state-of-the-art recreational facilities at Valeries Park. $25 million later, the park hosts thousands of locals and visitors for softball, baseball, basketball, and volleyball tournaments. There are concession stands, playgrounds, and walking trails.
Just different things in the parish. I don't know. It's home.
Even though so much has changed, those that made it back home say the heart of the parish remains intact. And each day, they live by the words they heard through the halls of Chalmette High.
The choices you make today will shape your world tomorrow.
And with each choice, they live St. Bernard strong.
It was sad, the things that we lost, but I think a lot of us came out a lot stronger afterwards, knowing that if our whole community can be destroyed like that, but we all came together and rebuilt it to make it home.
Maddie Kurth, Fox 8, Local First.